A couple other interesting offensive line moves. This one with the Tennessee Titans, which will be a fun team to track because they hold the whole draft. They get the number 1 pick, right? Are they going quarterback?
Yes.
They go into edge. Will we get some signs by what they do here today or tomorrow or later this week? Well, they want to beef up their offensive line. They got Dan Moore, the Titans, a 4-year deal, reportedly $82 million with $50 million guaranteed. That will reportedly bump J.C. Latham, who you liked a lot last year.
They're going to move him to guard.
Moved him to guard. Okay.
Are they going to do that? Is that what they're saying?
It says Pete says in a rundown to right tackle.
Right tackle? They're going to move to right tackle. Okay. I wasn't sure where that would go. Okay. I like that either way. Latham, as we know, played right tackle in college.
Yeah.
Right? He's a little bit more viewed as that. I thought, he'd have the ability to be left tackle and be elite at that. But he's big. He's a road grader. Traditionally, he is more of a right tackle. I think if you look at him, look at his game and what he's all about.
Could be more comfortable.
I thought maybe you were going to tell me they moved him into guard or something like that.
Hey,
but
who knows?
Hey, Dan Moore.
So Dan Moore, former 4th-round pick, 2021 to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
Started all 17 games last year. In fact, this started all 66 games of his career. Just missed a couple of games.
He's good. He's really good. Is that a price that maybe surprised me a little higher than I would have thought too? Yeah, okay, it is. There's no doubt. But no doubt, like starting left tackle in the NFL, you're desperate for that position, and like. Where I sit here in a situation like that, the offensive coordinator, the head coach, Brian Callahan, his dad is one of the best offensive line coaches in the history of football. He's one of those, when I see him do something, I go, oh, maybe that guy's better than I thought, right?
Yeah.
That's like automatically, because I trust him to that capacity. So obviously he sees something in him that he feels like is going to help out that Titans football team.
To that point, though, I would think they would go with the opposite strategy. Take a little lower guy, not pay him as much, because your dad can coach him up and give you some offensive. But his dad's like, no, give me all the toys.
Well, I think with the team that they're looking at going, it's uncertain at quarterback. We might be able to rookie. We're not sure. We got to be able to run the ball. We got to be able to do stuff like that. It's a big year that way. I think that's probably what they're looking at it through that type of lens. Looking at the rest of their football team there, you start to look at it and go, wow, they put Latham at right tackle. Now they got Moore at left tackle. Yep. Skronsky's inside. Lloyd Kishenberry's a pretty damn good center, right? That's got the capabilities of looking at it and going, that could be special. And Tony Pollard looked damn good last year, to where you go between that and the coaching, right? Tajay Spears behind him, right? All that type of stuff there, you start to go, hey, they might be a force on the run of the football. Yeah. And what a better way to help out a young quarterback if they do decide to go Cam Ward at number 1. Yeah. To have a little running back, he's protected. All of those things, of course, make a rookie quarterback's life a lot easier.
What do you think? Just your gauge right now, and obviously it's going to play out.
Yeah.
We're going to go back and forth, and if they're going to trade it, I feel like their desire from everything you hear out there, they want to get more picks. They would like to trade that number 1 pick, because I don't think they think they're all that close. But, if you got Cam Ward, and if you really like him, and now you got a beefed up offensive line, you got some weapons around him.
I said Cam Ward is worthy of the number 1 pick. Cam Ward, my quarterback rankings come out next week. Cam Ward will be 1. All right, we're just unveiling that. That's not a question.
Yeah,
that's so obvious. He's the guy. He'll fit in any offense. He'll fit in that offense. He could do that. I think he's a pretty damn good player. I would tell you that from what I've seen and what I've studied, he'd be in the mix with the top guys in last year's draft. I've heard some people say that, like, oh, this class can't. Cam Ward would be right in there with. I'm not saying I'd take him over Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels, but he'd have been in that conversation. I like Bo Nix a lot at number 3 as my 3rd quarterback.
Yeah.
I'd put Cam Ward over Bo Nix.
Wow.
Okay? That's what I would say. I know I was wrong about Drake May. I'm just talking about where I had them ranked right last year for the draft. Cam Ward would be in the mix for the top 3 guys in last year's draft class for my money. Again, I don't know what's not to like. He throws lasers. He's accurate as hell. When there's nothing there, he makes stuff happen. He sees the field really well. He's patient in the pocket. Like, Cam Ward's a baller. Like, and to me, and I know we're going to get this in a minute, that to me was the big thing about the Raiders trading for Geno Smith, was that the first thing that went to my mind was, Brady doesn't like any of the quarterbacks not named Cam Ward at 6. He's not willing to do that. He's not. So he's going, wait, I know this guy is pretty good. Let's let him hold the fort down until I find my guy, right? That to me was kind of the biggest news of the weekend in that trade right there.
Raiders can just wait to get Shedeur when he falls into the 3rd round this year after all these reports.
I don't think he'll fall that far. No,
there are some mock drafts that have him out of the 1st round now.
I
think PFF was one of them.
And I don't like the slander on Shedeur Sanders, and he's got a lot of qualities to like. And I've seen I want to swear really bad right now. I've seen a whole lot of other crappier quarterbacks drafted in the 1st round worse than Shedeur Sanders, where I would have gone, really? We're going to draft him in the 1st round, but we're going to get on Shedeur now. Oh, okay. Right? I mean, he's got qualities about him over Kenny Pickett that I would take about him any day of the week. And you know I wasn't a fan of Kenny Pickett coming out.
Yeah.
And I can list off a bunch of other quarterbacks through time where I'd go, that guy got drafted in the 1st round. If he can get drafted in the 1st round, so can Shedeur Sanders. You're crazy.
You also know how coaches are, right? And who knows exactly? Like, I think about this with, we got to have an opinion on everything. And that report comes out about Shedeur Sanders. We're like, come on. Head coach has got to, this is just a confident young man. Like, if you were there in the room, you'd have an opinion either way. Maybe you're like, oh, yeah, Shedeur did take that a little too far. He was acting a little bit like a brat there. Or it was the other way where you're like, man, this head coach used to be in power all the time, just couldn't take a guy who was very confident in himself. So I don't want to judge too harshly there, but there's enough coaches out there who are a little intimidated or turned off
100%.
Shedeur Sanders.
And that's where I don't think it all goes to Shedeur.
Yeah.
Right. I think there's a lot of coaches that are intimidated just because of, the Sanders. We're going to have to hear Dion probably comment about your football team.
For sure.
I think there's a lot of coaches that feel like, well, he's not going to blame his son, so he's going to end up blaming us, right? And there's going to be people that don't want to deal with that. Thanks for watching Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Hey, just because the season's over, it doesn't mean we're over. We ain't going anywhere. The NFL never dies.
We're staying right here. Hit subscribe. We got every NFL move. We'll react to that. Plus, Chris has got 4,719 draft prospect profiles to do.
Thanks again for watching. Subscribe. You know where to find us. Peace out, homies.